recall backlash. The number of MLAs targeted grows, and the Premier hints she might change the law. Two sisters in hospital after being struck by a vehicle.
Every single time that they wake up, the first thing they're asking is, how's my sister?
Their family is calling for change. And eyes in the sky.
That allows us to distinguish from natural signatures and human-made disruptions.
The local technology that is helping out the military.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The number of UCP MLAs facing recall petitions continues to climb. Elections Alberta approved 5 more today, bringing the total so far to 14. Tyson Fedor joins us with more on this. And Tyson, UCP MLAs are pushing back against the recalls, yet more petitions continue to get approved.
And Ian, several political scientists we speak with say it's a sign that Albertans are getting angry, and whether or not UCP supporters will continue to put up with these distractions that they mention. Now, here's a look at those 14 UCP MLAs now facing recall. There are 8 cabinet ministers, 5 Calgary MLAs also on the list. The UCP has been arguing the spirit of the legislation is being misused by a coordinated campaign. None of the petitioners we've spoken to say they are part of a group effort, but they all do say the use of the notwithstanding clause against teachers is what motivated them. Elections Alberta also says the approved applications meet the requirements set out by the province's own legislation. Political analysts say the UCP will face questions about the recalls at this weekend's AGM.
If a government that says it stands up for grassroots democracy reacts to this series of recall petitions and some of the referendum initiatives that have been started as well, if they start to react by making it more difficult for people to recall or hold people accountable between elections, then that could lose them support amongst some of their voters.
Now, the Premier does say she is discussing with cabinet colleagues about potential changes to the Recall Act. Another concern about this is Elections Alberta and whether or not they have enough funding to go through with the verification process of all these recall applications. It will head to a standing committee next Friday, December the 5th, to ask for some more money. Ian?
Thank you, Tyson. Healthcare workers have voted in favor of a new collective agreement with Alberta Health Services. Nearly 67% of members of the Health Sciences Association of Alberta voted to ratify the new agreement. The union represents a number of professions, including paramedics, pharmacists, and diagnostic imaging technologists. The new deal includes a 12% wage increase over 4 years and a workload appeal process. It follows 20 months of bargaining. Calgary's budget conversations continued with dozens more public speakers at City Hall. Soccer groups used their time Tuesday to advocate for more funding for fields in the city. The Calgary Minor Soccer Association says enrollment is growing 15% each season, but they say proper space isn't there for the thousands of kids who play. The association wants to see the indoor portion of the Northeast Athletic Complex funded.
If we're not committed to developing our communities and investing in the infrastructure, we're saying we're not investing in our families and our future. And so what that really means is kids are going to be locked out of the game. Kids are going to be on the sideline wondering why their friend was selected to play, but they couldn't.
Councillors will debate and decide the 2026 budget later this week. A 5.8% tax increase for single-family properties is currently on the table. The family of 2 sisters hit by a minivan while in a pedestrian crossing are calling for changes. Jacqueline Wilson joins us from the crash site. So, Jackie, what are they asking for?
Ian, so I spoke to the aunt and the grandmother of those 2 girls today, and they are really hoping that they can change out this traffic light behind me. You can see it's a flashing pedestrian cross, hopefully. They want to switch that out for a traffic light. They're really hopeful that that will make cars stop at a red light because they don't want to see this happen again. The collision was just behind me on Dalhousie Road. It happened last Thursday. They also want to ask drivers to really slow down, put down your phone and pay attention because someone's life could be on the line. Now, the 2 girls are named 18-year-old Alejandra Graham, she is recovering in the Foothills Hospital, while 10-year-old Camilla Graham, she's at the Children's Hospital. So Alejandra was walking Camilla to school when that crash happened on Thursday morning. They both suffered serious injuries when they were pinned underneath a minivan. They're now recovering from major surgeries. The family says that they're just living a nightmare right now. And also started a GoFundMe page to support any future medical costs that aren't covered by insurance.
They love each other so much. They support each other. They have an incredible bond. Right now, it's been super, super hard being in separate hospitals, that they can't see each other, and through FaceTime, every single time that they wake up, the first thing they're asking is, how's my sister? Even when they were taken in, it was really hard to know that they were screaming for each other, just wanting to know how they were, and they were both just more concerned for one another than they were for themselves in that moment.
Now, this incident speaks to a larger citywide issue that police say that they've seen. There have been 13 fatal pedestrian collisions so far this year. Luckily, this was not one of them. And so police are asking drivers to slow down, put down your phones, and to pay attention to all these marked crosswalks. As for pedestrians, they say you also need to, take control of this situation. Make sure you make eye contact with the driver, assure that they have come to a complete stop, and then walk, don't run across the crosswalk. Ian?
Everyone should be careful of what's going on out there. Thanks very much, Jackie. 3 people were sent to hospital after a crash between a semi and a sedan. It happened in the Foothills industrial area shortly after 8:30 this morning. Paramedics say 2 people went to hospital in potentially life-threatening condition. The 3rd person was in serious condition. The intersection at 52nd Street and 61st Avenue was shut down as police investigated. Snow may have caused mayhem when it first fell, but now Calgary Parks users are making the most of it. High school students from École de la Rose Sauvage took part in tobogganing at Confederation Park. It's part of their curriculum on local tourism. It gets them out in the fresh air on a Tuesday afternoon. Meanwhile, City of Calgary crews are still working to clear major routes. There's a deadline of 36 hours after a citywide snowfall. While the roads are getting cleared, students say slick conditions can be a good thing.
It's a lot. I'm surprised it's so much. Hopefully it doesn't melt like tomorrow.
It's a little slippery, and if you're not wearing the right shoes too, then it's your socks are getting all wet, so that's not the most fun part.
City crews will spend the rest of today and tomorrow working on major community and transit routes along with pathways and sidewalks. Danielle joins us now with a first look at the weather. And indeed, I have noticed in residential neighborhoods, the streets are really slick. You've got to be careful out there. And with colder weather still with us, they might stay that way for a bit.
Correct, Ian. Yeah, with the last couple of systems, it got so warm right after that it all melted away so fast. In this case, though, this is here to stay. The icy sidewalks, the icy roads in some spots really for the rest of this week, because not only will the cold temperatures remain for the rest of this week, we're also looking at a little bit more snowfall possible in our forecast, especially by the time we get into Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up, but for now, -7 is the base temperature, but with the wind chill feels closer to -8, -9 at the airport. We had some cloud cover that has built in. -10 is what your overnight low looks like. It will feel more like -15 with the wind chill. Wind chill will be with us all day tomorrow as well. -10 is what it will feel like when off to work and school, and -7 in the afternoon. Throughout the day, a mix of sun and cloud is what you can expect. And then, of course, by Thursday, we get into the chance of some more snow. Not like the last round, but some snowfall anyway. We'll talk more about that coming up. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit 5thAvVW.com. Ian?
Thanks, Danielle. It's believed to be a first in Canada, artificial intelligence writing legislation. Next, which Alberta bill is getting the AI treatment? And there's a boom anticipated in data centers, why those that generate their own power will get priority. The Alberta government will prompt artificial intelligence to draft a forthcoming piece of legislation. AI will take the reins on writing the upcoming Alberta Whiskey Act. The bill will aim to define the standards and requirements for a product to be legally labeled as Alberta whiskey. Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally believes the tech is a great way to kickstart this endeavor, which compared to other projects is pretty low stakes.
I'm not aware of a jurisdiction in Canada that has used AI to write legislation, so it only makes sense that we would go there first because we're leaders in tech and innovation. But I want to let you know that there will be human interactions right alongside it, the entire process. We're not just going to have AI write it and then walk away.
Alberta's distiller industry will also play a big role in the project, and the Justice Minister will likely have the final proofread. The government hasn't selected which AI software it will use, but says it won't be ChatGPT. And the province is proposing changes that would prioritize data center projects that agree to contribute to the local power grid. Data centers house the computers needed to deliver artificial intelligence, and they require a lot of energy. Alberta's Utilities Minister Nathan Neudorf introduced a bill to amend the Utilities Act so data center projects with plans to eventually generate their own power would get fast-tracked. There are 37 proposed large AI data centers in the province right now. If passed, the proposed changes would take effect in 2027. Danielle joins us once again from Trail Appliances, and I think your forecast is going beyond chilly. We can actually use the word cold, right?
Yep, you absolutely can, Ian, and we'll talk more about the forecast in just a moment, but I'm at a special place right now. This is very near and dear to our hearts, the Toy Mountain campaign, which is a big deal at this time of year. And I'm joined by Sandy with Trail Appliances. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So let's talk about this location. Where are we right now? Because this is one of the bigger drop-off locations. Lots of toys already behind us.
Yes, well, this is the actual mountain, so all the toys do eventually come here. And so we're at the Deerfoot Meadows location, 6880 11th Street Southeast.
All right, awesome. And we've already seen people come up, generous, wonderful people that already started to donate, dropping some toys off in the bin. So why is Trail Appliances? You're a big part of this every year.
And this is our 8th year. So we are a family-run company, and that family likes to give back to the community because the community has given us 50 years of supporting us. So we're really happy to help out where we can.
Okay, and this goes to support Fears Not Love.
Yes.
And you can also donate online as well. So there's a couple key items that we need this year. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I know right now they're really looking for women's jackets with the colder weather, obviously. So women's coats, leggings, hoodies, anything like that to really help as it gets cold. Those are some essential items. We take those items out of the mountain when they come in, and they go directly over to the shelter.
Okay, so toys, essential items for women such as
gifts
coats.
for teens are really good, gift cards, and of course you can donate online cash.
All right, so yes, cash donations also welcome, and it can be just $25, or some people donate quite a lot more. So you can go online to do that at ctvcalgary.ca, and you can also find all the sponsor location drop-offs that are available as well for toy drop-offs. Okay. Now that we've talked about why we're here and how important this is, and thank you to our community for being such a big part of this, because it's gone so well last year and hopefully even better this year. Now we got to talk about the weather. The weather, how do I start this? I know you're looking for a warm-up because with the last couple of systems, it warmed up after and then things melted away. That is not the case this time. So first, let's talk about how much snow we got. This was our first really significant snowfall in the city, 10 to 18 centimeters, depending on where you were in Calgary. Cochrane got about 15 centimeters, Lethbridge closer to 7, almost 10 in Drumheller, and in the teens, so 13 for Medicine Hat. So a lot of snowfall, but we're holding on to the cold temperatures. So that means the roads will stay slick in some spots, the sidewalks will stay slick in some spots because it will not be melting away in many cases. In fact, we're looking at a next round of snow for many communities coming up on Thursday. All right, it feels more like -8 in Claresholm with the wind chill. -17 is what it feels like in Lethbridge and Drumheller, -13 in Medicine Hat, and -8 in Pincher Creek. Calgary at this point feeling closer to -11. Radar and satellite showing not so much right now because because we're looking at another fairly quiet day for tomorrow. It's Thursday, though, especially late Thursday, that we'll notice a big difference. So I do want to show you the futurecast here to give you an idea. Tomorrow, keep in mind, you're just dealing with some sunshine. The winds will be a little breezier tomorrow compared to today as this system starts to make its way towards us from the southwest. It will push into the south first, so Pincher Creek, Crowsnest Pass, over to Lethbridge. You'll see this first closer to the supper hours, and then the snowfall will make its way towards Calgary up Highway 2. Likely not making its way into Calgary until the evening hours. Arrival time is closer to about 8 p.m. for Calgary. Should just be a few flurries to kick it off, and then it may get a little more intense in those overnight hours, which is why we could pick up another couple centimeters of snow from this. So -3 is the daytime high expected for tomorrow. You will get some cloudy periods, but also some sunny breaks at times. In the afternoon, -7 is what it will feel like still with that wind chill. And then Thursday, the clouds will increase throughout the day. The winds will pick up a little bit, and then by the time we get closer to about 7 p.m., that's when we start to get into the risk of some flurries building into the city. -6 is our daytime high by then, and by Friday, -8. So it will get colder each day as we go. Ian?
Danielle, thanks very much. There's at least one clear winner from the legalization of cannabis a few years ago: government. Still to come, some dollar figures on how much money Ottawa and Alberta have taken in. Debt is piling up for many Canadians. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popwich-Carmeli Advisory Group. And Rob, it seems like the bills are really mounting for a lot of Canadians.
Yeah, obviously this is on the back of tariffs and uncertainty and some job loss, as well as the unemployment rate kind of ticks up here in Canada. So these TransUnion numbers today weren't a huge shocker, but I kind of dug deeper into this because there were some numbers from Alberta that put us on top of the additions to debt here, and so that's not good news. This is the non-mortgage debt, so non-mortgage delinquencies here in Alberta on the longer scale, so the 90 days are picking up around the most in the country. And I find this interesting because obviously we've had some layoffs, especially in the oil and gas industry, but I think these numbers are slightly skewed because we've had a massive number of migration into this country as well. So obviously our unemployment rate is ticking up on that regard as well. So a little bit of noise through these numbers.
And TikTok, the social media app, is moving into luxury retail?
Yeah, this is an interesting and probably for you too. I thought this was just, kind of mindless entertainment and people dancing, but it is not. They've always had a bit of a consumer backing to it where you can shop on there and it directs you right and you'll be able to actually make purchases. And now they're moving into the luxury side in the sense of handbags, watches, and the like, and especially on the used market. So using AI, they're allowing people to go through their shops, resale, and identify if these items are actually legit resale items, and then be able to resell them. And TikTok's taking an 8% cut from these purchases. So an interesting one. So maybe more handbags and luxury watches under the trees this year.
Yet another way to spend more money. Robert, thanks very much.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you too.
The federal government and the provinces have taken in more than $5 billion in tax revenue since cannabis was legalized 7 years ago. The information was made available after a Conservative MP requested a breakdown of cannabis revenue. Alberta collected over $1 billion in tax revenue, second only to Ontario. Alberta also collected the most per capita tax revenue of any province, pulling in about $210 per person. The feds collected just over $1 billion in tax. 14 UCP MLAs are now facing recall petitions. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Elections Alberta approved 5 more applications today. The UCP continues to say this recall and these campaigns are not in the spirit of the legislation, but Elections Alberta says it's following the rules set out by the province. Coming up at 6, how this recall pressure is likely to play out at the UCP's AGM this weekend. Also ahead, 2 Calgary sisters are seriously injured while crossing the street. Coming up, a local traffic safety expert shares some ideas about how to make our roads a little safer. Ian.
Thank you, Tara. Researchers at the University of Calgary are drawing international attention for their network of space weather sensors, providing eyes in the sky for Canada's military, the U.S. Navy, and NATO. The Space Weather Adaptive Network includes 22 high-frequency sensors strung across Canada and the northern U.S. to monitor the near-Earth space environment. The sensors, resembling big metal umbrellas, track how radio waves are absorbed high above the Earth, providing data to support defense operations, telecommunications, and resource sector activity in the Arctic. The systems also monitor disturbances like geomagnetic storms that can disrupt GPS or satellite signals used by aviation, shipping, emergency services, and other remote communities.
That allows us to distinguish from natural signatures and human-made disruptions. And so that allows us to detect jamming, spoofing, other forms of anomalous behavior in Canada's near-Earth space environment. We have specialized techniques for detecting those types of signatures.
And researchers continue to install new high-frequency sensors with full deployment expected by the end of this year. It's going to get colder before it warms up again. Right now in Calgary, partly cloudy and -7. Danielle has the details just ahead. Danielle, we have to hang in there for the rest of the week with colder conditions, but by the end of the weekend, it's warming up?
No, not so much. I wish I could say yes for you, Ian, but no. It's chilly. Next week will be warmer, but we're going to have to deal with the cold for the rest of this week, really. All right, right now it feels like -11 with the wind chill. The base temperature is -7. Our high today was -4. And as you can see, it's getting cooler and cooler, but chance of snow 2 to 4 centimeters possible late Thursday, Ian.
Okay. Thanks, Danielle. Volunteers from Treaty 7 First Nations are lending a hand to Indigenous people living on the street. The event at Central United Church today is called Feeding the People. It started small in 2023, but now it provides a warm meal to more than 400 people. In addition to that, Indigenous people can connect with others from their nation to learn about services available to help them get off the street.
All treaty areas are in here. They have their own resources coming in, like Kainai is coming in, Morley's coming in, there's even Samson Nation coming in. So definitely, you know, and I'm hoping to see, and I know I'm going to see it's going to grow bigger.
Organizers hope to one day see funds made available to create a shelter and detox center dedicated to the Indigenous community. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.